Miscellaneous Writings by Mary Baker Eddy. Page 1, Chapter 1, Introductory, Prospectus. The ancient Greek looked longingly for the Olympiad. The Chaldee watched the appearing of a star. To him, no higher destiny dawned on the dome of being than that foreshadowed by signs in the heavens. The meek Nazarene, the scoffed of all scoffers, said, "Ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?" For he forefelt and foresaw the ordeal of a perfect Christianity, hated by sinners. To kindle all minds with a gleam of gratitude, the new idea that comes welling up from infinite truth needs to be understood. The seer of this age should be a sage. Humility is the stepping stone to a higher recognition of deity. The mounting sense gathers fresh forms and strange fire from the ashes of dissolving self and drops the world. Meekness heightens immortal attributes only by removing the dust that dims them. Goodness reveals another scene and another self seemingly rolled up in shades, but brought to light by the evolutions of advancing thought, whereby we discern the power of truth and love to heal the sick. Pride is ignorance. Those assume most who have the least wisdom or experience, and they steal from their neighbor because they have so little of their own. The signs of these times portend a long and strong determination of mankind to cleave to the world, the flesh, and evil, causing great obscuration of spirit. When we remember that God is just and admit the total depravity of mortals, alias mortal mind, and that this Adam legacy must first be seen and then must be subdued and recompensed by justice, the eternal attribute of truth, the outlook demands labor, and the laborers seem few. Today we behold but the first faint view of a more spiritual Christianity that embraces a deeper and broader philosophy and a more rational and divine healing. The time approaches when divine life, truth, and love will be found alone the remedy for sin, sickness, and death. When God, man's saving principle, and Christ, the spiritual idea of God, will be revealed. Man's probation after death is the necessity of his immortality, for good dies not, and evil is self-destructive. Therefore, evil must be mortal and self-destroyed. If man should not progress after death, but should remain in error, he would be inevitably self-annihilated. Those upon whom the second death hath no power are those who progress here and hereafter out of evil, their mortal element, and into good that is immortal, thus laying off the material beliefs that war against spirit, and putting on the spiritual elements in divine science. While we entertain decided views as to the best method for elevating the race physically, morally, and spiritually, and shall express these views as duty demands, we shall claim no especial gift from our divine origin, no supernatural power. If we regard good as more natural than evil, and spiritual understanding, the true knowledge of God, as imparting the only power to heal the sick and the sinner, we shall demonstrate in our lives the power of truth and love. The lessons we learn in divine science are applicable to all the needs of man. Jesus taught them for this very purpose, and his demonstration hath taught us that through his stripes, his life experience, and divine science, brought to the understanding through Christ, the Spirit Revelator, is man healed and saved. No opinions of mortals nor human hypotheses enter this line of thought or action. Drugs, inert matter, never are needed to aid spiritual power. Hygiene, manipulation, and mesmerism are not mind's medicine. The principle of all cure is God, unerring and immortal mind. We have learned that the erring or mortal thought holds in itself all sin, sickness, and death, and imparts these states to the body, while the supreme and perfect mind, as seen in the truth of being, antidotes and destroys these material elements of sin and death. Because God is supreme and omnipotent, materia medica, hygiene, and animal magnetism are impotent, and their only supposed efficacy is in apparently deluding reason, denying revelation, and dethroning deity. The tendency of mental healing is to uplift mankind, but this method perverted is Satan let loose. Hence, the deep demand for the science of psychology to meet sin and uncover it, thus to annihilate hallucination. Thought imbued with purity, truth, and love, instructed in the science of metaphysical healing, is the most potent and desirable remedial agent on the earth. At this period, there is a marked tendency of mortal mind to plant mental healing on the basis of hypnotism, calling this method mental science. All science is Christian science, the science of the mind that is God and of the universe as his idea, and their relation to each other. Its only power to heal is its power to do good, not evil.